I first learned about disability in a class at Western Washington University called Disability Studies with a now retired professor named William Bill Smith, who had had an accident on a motorcycle and the trauma from the crash caused Professor Smith, to have difficulty with his memory. I read about Temple Grandin, thinking in pictures, a mathematician from far away who saw numbers and equations and colors in his brain. I analyzed films, The Lookout, and other examples, hearing about Rain Man and some of the difficulties within academia about Dustin Hoffman's portrayal of an autistic savant. Now, and what I feel and see and hear passively now has not to do with a difficulty inherent in a body, but more relevant within an explanation involving awareness. Humans who have decided a substance and a chemical and a mindless binge are safe and secure with free money available, state of the art, subsidized housing, as a better option than a tent in a city with engineers and Google and Microsoft and Facebook and software startup businesses. Most professionals and doctors and teachers and professors and instructors, similar to awareness, would immediately ask for an explanation. And unfortunately, the simplicity and clarity available within a few minutes, and not the hours of time these drug addicts spend staring at their walls, whispering and talking in voices quietly. And these drug addicts and their cartels and their gangs and their thugs driving around in their vehicles painted bright colors and dark tones tattooed on their arms now. Use a meth, a fentanyl. Take a deep breath of some crack smoke, followed by some weed smoke and some tobacco cigarettes, and lose their awareness. And then eventually make their way to a doctor's office and say they're schizophrenic. They don't feel safe. People are following them everywhere now. They hear voices and they've got personalities coming out of their dreadlocks now. They take some prescriptions. They tell other people to take prescriptions to make sure that their prescriptions are not bothered by those other patients and clients who they watch and observe themselves with their egos and their minds trained by those AA specialists and Recovery Cafe employees now. And when their boredom exceeds the limits and the expectations of their stimulation demands, they go to the apartment room in the house where they live. They go down a few streets to a block where they can have some heroin to sleep well with their Ambien now. And blend in, appear out of nowhere, and then disappear repetitively for surveillance cameras to see now. Making sounds when there's echoes, noise when there's thunder with rain, flashing their smiles with glitz and glamour, and always showing their paperwork about their service to the government. They denounce as racist, fascist, and inconsiderate to their needs of legalized drugs now. And are mostly free to do whatever they want. Ignoring some smart but crazy man who talks about a navy, a chaplaincy, a cancer, but never shuts up, never stops talking to a video no one watches, no one visits on a YouTube website now. And they share a confusion, an emotion, information about a mystery involving synchronization and talking to humans when there's no one there, using their voice, their commands from their words to distract their victims. They say aren't free until they're all free and not safe until dominance receives an appreciation of mafia, Antifa, and Black Lives Matter mixed together in a bowl and microwave to produce and make a smell for the senses to have a slice of their pizza they provide. They made with their hands for those smart but dumb, those aware but stupid, problems who they can never get rid of. And destroy. Deaf and blind. Wheelchairs were disabilities everyone used to always notice. But nowadays, there's no difference when there's drugs involved. There's no social worker, counselor I've seen in these past years who has supported and not punished reprimanded and threatened to evict and also allowing drug economics and ignoring and denying a conspiracy theory they say has to do with their Husky and their Cougar and their universities where they got their degrees and paperwork to have their career and job. Keeping the world safe, protected, and reducing poverty, locking up the autistic cancer survivor, and encouraging the recovering meth addict and their families of millionaires and trillionaires and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk's, Tesla's, in their garages now.